Hi, welcome back to the Pot Smoker's Bible. My name's Zion. I'm the author of the Pot Smoker's Bible, which contains the prophetic book of Zion, where I get my name. It also gives me the authority to make first contact with the Greys and to champion the cause of all drug users on this planet. Now, we're talking chapter 17 of the Pot Smoker's Bible, chapter 14 of the book of Zion. This, I believe, is part 10. And it is the final part of the dissertation and the reading. So, I'm going to start where I left off because we left off in the middle of a passage, but time is a thing here, so I'm going to just pick up where I left off. Now that we know who we are, now that we know we have the right to live, now that we have a name and a purpose, now everything will change. Now is our time to rise. Because, as verse 5 says, every other battle is with warfare. But the ascension of the people of Zion is a war waged with burning of marijuana, which is the fuel of our soon-to-become sacred fires. This war is not fought with conventional weapons, but with the prohibition of a plant, which is the fuel for the burnings. This passage states that a war will be waged not with weapons, but with fuel of fire. The war will be about the use of fire and its source. This is the war on drugs, and my people are the only possible winners. The war was started for the sole purpose of creating a population of pot smokers. It was designed to be unwinnable by the government, which started it. Zion, the nation, is created as a result of the government's loss of this war. The chapter ends with Isaiah 50, 20 and 21, Zion 14, 59 and 60. And the Redeemer shall come to Zion, and to them that turn from transgression in Jacob, saith the Lord. As for me, this is my covenant with them, saith the Lord. My spirit that is upon thee, and my words which I have put in thy mouth, shall not depart out of thy mouth, nor out of the mouth of thy seed, saith the Lord, henceforth and forever. So ends chapter 14 of the Pot Smoker's Bible. And now I'm going to try to read the whole thing to you. So, chapter 14, My People's Transgressions. The punishment of the iniquity of the daughter of my people is greater than the punishment of the sin of Sodom, that was overthrown as in a moment, and no hand stayed upon her. Her Zionites were purer than snow. They were whiter than milk. They were more ruddy in body than rubies. Their polishing was of sapphires. Their vistas is blacker than coal. They are not known in the streets. Their skin cleaveth to their bones. It is withered. It is become like a stick. Cry aloud, spare not. Lift up the voice like a trumpet, and show my people their transgressions, and the house of Jacob their sin. Yet they seek me daily, and delight to know my ways, as a nation that did righteousness, and forsook not the ordinances of justice. They take delight in approaching to God. Wherefore have we fasted, say they, and thou seest not? Wherefore have we afflicted our soul, and thou takest no knowledge? Behold, in the day of your fast you find pleasure, and exact all your labors. Behold, ye fast for strife and debate, and to smite with the fist of wickedness. Ye shall not fast as you do this day, to make your voice to be heard on high. Is it such a fast that I have chosen? A day for a man to afflict his soul? Is it to bow down his head as a bulrush, and to spread sackcloth and ashes under him? Wilt thou call this a fast, and an acceptable day of the Lord? Is not this the fast that I have chosen? To loose the bonds of wickedness, and to undo the heavy burdens, and to let the oppressed go free, and that you break every yoke? Is it not to deal thy bread to the hungry, and that thou give the poor that are cast out to your house? When thou seest the naked, that thou cover him, and that thou hide not thyself from thy own flesh? Woe unto them that rise up early in the morning, that they may follow strong drink, and continue until night, until wine inflame them. And the harp and the viol, the tabret and the pipe and wine are in their feasts. But they regard not the work of the Lord, neither consider the operation of his hands. Therefore my people are gone into captivity, because they have no knowledge, and their honorable men are famished, and their multitude dried up with thirst. Therefore hell hath enlarged herself, and opened her mouth without measure, and their glory, and their multitude, and their pomp, and he that rejoiceth shall descend into it. And the mean man shall be bowed down, and the mighty man shall be humbled. But the Lord of hosts shall be exalted in judgment, and God that is holy shall be sanctified in righteousness. Moreover, the Lord saith, because the daughters of Zion are haughty, and walk with stretched forth necks and wanton eyes, walking and mincing as they go, and making a tinkling with their feet, therefore the Lord will smite with a scab the crown of the head of the daughter of Zion, and the Lord will discover all their secret parts. In that day the Lord will take away the bravery of their tinkling ornaments about their feet, and their cowls, and their round tires like the moon, the chains and the bracelets and the mufflers and the bonnets and the ornaments of the legs and the headbands and the tablets and the earrings and the rings and the nose jewels, the changeable suits of apparel, the mantles and the whipples and the crisping pins, the glass and the glasses and the linen and the hooks and the veils. And it shall come to pass that instead of sweet there shall be stink, and instead of a girdle a rent, and instead of well-dressed hair baldness, and instead of a stomacher girding a sackcloth, and burning instead of beauty. Thy men shall fall by the sword, and thy mighty in the war, and her gates shall lament and mourn, and she being desolate shall sit on the ground. Yet now hear Jacob my servant, and Israel whom I have chosen. Thus saith the Lord, that hath made thee, and formed thee from the womb, which will help thee. Fear not, O Jacob my servant, and thou Jerusalem whom I have chosen. For I will pour water upon him that is thirsty, and floods upon the dry ground. I will pour my spirit upon thy seed, and my blessings upon thy offspring. And they shall spring up among the grass, as willows by the watercourses, and shall say to one another, I am the Lord's, and another shall call himself by the name of Jacob, and another shall subscribe with his hand unto the Lord, and surname himself by the name of Israel. Thus saith the Lord, the King of Israel, and his Redeemer, the Lord of hosts, I am the first, and I am the last, and beside me there is no God. Hear the word of the Lord, you children of Israel. For the Lord hath a controversy with the inhabitants of the land, because there is no truth, nor mercy, nor knowledge of God in the land. By swearing and lying and killing, and stealing and committing adultery, they break out, and blood touches blood. Therefore saith the Lord, therefore the land mourneth, and every one that dwelleth therein shall languish with the beasts of the fields, and with the fowls of the heavens, yea, the fishes of the sea shall also be taken away. Yet let no man strive nor reprove another, for thy people are as they that strive with the priests. Therefore thou shalt fall in the day, and the prophets also shall fall with thee in the night, and I will destroy thy mother. My people are destroyed for lack of knowledge. Because thou hast rejected knowledge, I will also reject thee, that thou shalt be no priest to me. Seeing thou hast forgotten the law of thy God, I will also forget thy children. And as they were increased, so they sinned against me. Therefore will I turn their glory into shame. They eat up the sin of my people, and set their heart on their iniquity. And there shall be like people and like priests, and I will punish them for their ways, and reward them their doings. Hearken unto me, O house of Jacob, and all ye remnants of the house of Israel, which are born of me from the belly, which are carried in the womb. And even in your old age I am he, and even to your heart hair's head will I carry you. I have made, and I will bear. Even I will carry, and I will deliver you. And I will set my glory among the heathen, and all the heathen shall see my judgment that I have executed, and my hand that I have laid upon them. My covenant will I not break, nor alter the thing that has gone out of my mouth. Fear thou not, worm Jacob, O ye men of Israel. I will help you, saith the Lord, and thy Redeemer, the Holy One of Israel. As for my people, children are their oppressors, and women rule over them. O my people, they which lead thee cause thee to err, and destroy the way of thy paths. The Lord standeth up to plead, and standeth up to judge the people. The Lord will enter into judgment with the ancients of his people, and all the princes thereof. For ye have eaten up the vineyard, the spoil of the poor is in your houses. What mean you, that you beat my people to pieces, and grind the faces of the poor, saith the Lord of hosts? I will gather them that are sorrowful, for a solemn assembly, who are of thee, to whom the reproach of it was a burden. Behold, at that time I will undo all that afflicted thee, and I will save her that halteth, and gather her that hath been driven out. And I will get them praise and fame in every land where they have been put to shame. And at that time I will bring you again, even in that time I will gather you, for I will make you a name and a praise among all people of the earth, when I turn back your captivity before your eyes, saith the Lord. The people who walk in darkness have seen a great light. They that dwell in the land of the shadow of death, upon them hath the light shined. Thou hast multiplied the nation, and not increased the joy. They joy before thee according to the joy of harvest, and as men rejoice when they divide the spoil. For thou hast broken the yoke of his burden, and the staff of his shoulder, the rod of his oppression, as in the day of Medea. For every battle of the warrior is with confused noise and garments rolled in blood. But this shall be with burning and fuel of fire. And the Redeemer shall come to Zion, and to them that turn from transgression in Jacob, saith the Lord. As for me, this is my covenant with them, saith the Lord. My spirit that is upon thee, and my words which I have put in thy mouth, shall not depart from thy mouth, nor out of the mouth of thy seed, saith the Lord, henceforth and forever. So ends chapter 17 of the Potsmoker's Bible, and chapter 14 of the Book of Zion. May the Gray watch over you, guide you, protect you, and keep you from all harm. May you always be worthy of them. May your thoughts, words, and deeds reflect light, truth, and good. Stay happy and high, my people. Know that I love you. I will see you soon. Later, because I never say goodbye.